the stats and projects in the area and the answers to the 20 questions. To access this town spotlight and other areas, go to destiny.net.au and go to our online store. Last week we started talking to Terry Ryder about property hotspotting. He told us a little more about just what makes a hotspot. This week I asked Terry to give us some examples of actual hotspots.
Well, once again, Frankston keeps popping up on the radar screen. It's an area that has multiple characteristics, which is why I think it's so strong and doing so well. Firstly, it's bayside, so it has lifestyle features, and that's a very, very big factor. Water is a big creator of wealth in real estate. It has government decisions working in its favour because it's been identified by the state government as a transit city location. So the state government is pouring money into Frankston, and that's having a big impact because private enterprise money is following that government money. It also has transport infrastructure because it has rail links to the centre of Melbourne, but the new East Link tollway has improved the speed with which people can get from the centre of Melbourne to Frankston.
Can you tell us again exactly what those key characteristics are?
Some of the big ones are transport infrastructure, new motorways, rail connections, urban renewal factors. Government decisions can have a big impact. Lifestyle features, including proximity to water or golf or eat streets, are other factors that can create hotspots.
Do the locations that make hotspots tend to only have one of these characteristics, or is it possible for it to have more than one?
I think it's very important that you find areas that have more than one. It's not enough, for example, to be a sea change location. That doesn't create a hotspot in itself because there are literally thousands of them around the coast of Australia. You want a sea change location that's got other characteristics such as new transport infrastructure, making it more accessible to people to get there. And the surest things in hotspots are those that have 3, 4, 5, 6 characteristics.
Okay, can you give me an example then of an area that has more than one characteristic?
Still in Melbourne, Dandenong is an area which is regarded as being quite down market, and a lot of people wouldn't want to invest there for those reasons, but it has huge things in its favour. Again, government decisions, a lot of government money being spent there, good public transport links with an upgrade of the rail links being planned, so it's got transport infrastructure, urban renewal where rundown areas are being turned into more upmarket areas, industrial areas are being converted to residential areas, so urban renewal is sweeping through Dandenong as well.
Terry, we've talked about areas that have sea change characteristics, but is sea change quite the factor that it was years ago?
I don't think it is, and I don't think it ever really was. I mean, it's certainly a big movement. People are definitely moving to the coast, but that in itself doesn't create a hotspot. Sea change locations are a dime a dozen around Australia. You need something else happening, and my research shows that many of the best known sea change locations around Australia have very poor records on capital growth because there isn't another factor. On the other hand, a sea change location which has improved transport infrastructure, such as the north of New South Wales, where the Toogan bypass and the southern end of the Gold Coast suddenly made it much easier and faster for people, that vast population mass in southeast Queensland, to get into northern New South Wales for weekends and holidays, and suddenly that market has started to boom.
Terry, thanks again for another great batch of information. Next week we're going to have a look at some of those government decisions that you've been talking about and how they impact and make an area a hotspot.
Look forward to it.